Yes, now let us discuss problem number 12. Till now we have discussed problem number 11. Yes, now problem number 12 we are going to see this problem. If the fair value of company share is rupees 20. So in this question, fair value is directly given. No need to calculate fair value. Directly given in the question. Paid up value is 10. Fair value we know, paid up value is 10. Expected rate of return is 10%. 8% less than the actual rate of earning. Then what will be the intrinsic value of share? So very small question. Small question. This type of question again comes for 6 marks. 6 mark question. The last class also we have seen several 6 marks question. So one more similar type of question, but with some adjustments. So now, what is the formula for fair value? First thing we need to know, what is the formula for fair value? So fair value formula, you know, it is a combination of first two method. It is a combination of first two method. So what are our first two method? Intrinsic value plus market value. Yes, intrinsic value is also known as net asset method. Market value is also known as yield method. Combination of first two, then we need to take the average. Then we will get fair value. Okay. So now formula we know. Next, expected rate of return is 10. 10% they have said. 8% less than the actual rate of earning. Okay. So what is the actual expected rate of return that we need to see? 8% less than the actual rate of earning they said. Expected rate of return. So there is an adjustment. Okay. So now answer part we'll see now. It is assumed that company has only one share. Okay. Because here no other information is given about share capital, how many number of shares we are having, no information, and equity share information is also not there. Only paid up value is given. That means we will assume that it is of equity share. Preference share information is not given in the problem, isn't it? So here we are going to calculate only for one share. Since there is no number of share is mentioned, we are going to calculate for only one share. Yes, before calculation, before going for calculation, we want average annual profit because we are doing calculation under market value method. Market value method. Why market value method? Because there is no information about assets, no fixed asset, no current asset, no information is given. Liability side also, external liability is not mentioned. Only thing we know is expected rate of return and actual rate is somewhere they have mentioned. Yes, that is why we are going to follow market value method and not the net asset method. Yes, first thing we need to know average annual profit. Yes, what is a normal situation? How to calculate average annual profit? Can you tell me how to calculate average annual profit? The normal case, we have seen this in the previous problem. How to calculate AAP? AAP is nothing but it is the actual profit. AAP is nothing but actual profit average. Suppose 3 years profit, 4 years profit, 5 years profit is given. If you take the average of 5 years profit, you will get annual average profit. AAP. Yes, but in this question, if you see, there is no such information about previous year profit. For that, there is a working note. See this. Expected rate of return is equal to average annual profit. Expected rate of return is equal to average annual profit in this question. So expected rate of return is 10%. They have said 8% less than the actual rate of earning. That means what? Actual expected rate of return we need to calculate. That is 10 plus 8%. 10 plus 8% because expected rate of return 10%, it is given at a lesser amount they have mentioned. See this in the bracket they have said 8% less than the actual rate. That means original expected rate of return we need to find out. What is the original expected rate of return? 10 plus 8 you do, you will get very easily. That is before the actual rate of earning is there, right? Here they have said less than the actual rate of earning. So we need to find out R value, R amount that is equal to the actual rate of earning. So what is how to get the equal to the actual rate of earning? 10 plus 8% you will get 18%. When you get 18%, your expected rate of return will become the actual rate of return. Actual rate of return will become the AAP. Very simple. Because we know AAP is equal to actual profit. Actual profit and expected profit is similar in this problem. That is why 10 plus 8 we have done 18%. Yes. After getting the 18%, we want average annual profit on the paid up value. What is the paid up value given in the question? 18% we got the rate. Now paid up value given in the question is 10. See this. Paid up value is rupees 10. So on 10 how much? 10 into 18%. 10 into 18% if you do, average annual profit is 1.8. 1 rupees 80 paisa. 1 rupees 80 paisa, that is for one share. That is for one share. Yes. Now we got average annual profit. After getting the average annual profit, you can follow the format. So this is our working note. This is our working note, expected rate and AAP. After that, we need to do the format statement showing the market value of equity share. First one AAP, average annual profit, that is working note 1.80 less deduction. First deduction is tax. Tax rate is not given in the problem. Second deduction is reserve. Reserve rate is also not given in the problem. That is why nil. So profit available to all shareholder is 1.80 itself. Then minus fixed dividend payable to preference shareholder. In the case of market value, only dividend payable to preference shareholder is deducted. In the case of net asset, capital, premium and arrears of dividend, if any, is deducted. Yes. So again, preference shareholder information is not given. That is why nil. So final profit available to equity shareholder is 1.80. 1.80. Beginning amount itself is the final amount because there is no adjustment. Yes, now you can find out the answer by using the formula. Next step is capitalized profit. Capitalized profit is equal to profit available divided by normal rate of return into 100. Profit available is just now we got 1.80. Normal rate of return in this question they said only one information, that is expected rate. Expected rate of return itself is the normal rate of return because here no other information. So here NRR, normal rate of return is 10. 1.80 divided by 10 into 100, if you do, you will get 18 rupees. Rupees 18 as your capitalized profit. Value per share, we want value per share is equal to capitalized profit divided by number of equity share. Capitalized profit rupees 18, number of equity share 1, because no information about equity share is given in the problem. We will assume that it is 1. 18 divided by 1, rupees 18 itself. 18 divided by 1, rupees 18 itself. So rupees 18 is a market value of single share. Single share market value is rupees 18. But what is the question? Question is find out intrinsic value. Question is to find out intrinsic value. How to find out intrinsic value? Apply the fair value formula. Fair value is equal to intrinsic value plus market value divided by 2. Now next thing we need to do, we know fair value information. How we know fair value information? Because it is given in the problem. Fair value information. See, this 20 is fair value directly given in the problem. So just substitute in the formula. Fair value is 20 and 2 as it is. Intrinsic value we don't know. Market value we know 18. Market value we know 18. Intrinsic value don't know. So now cross multiplication. Cross multiplication we need to do fair value into 2. Fair value into 2 one side, then other side intrinsic value and market value will come, but we want the answer for intrinsic value. So take intrinsic value to the one side, that is left hand side, you take intrinsic value. So formula will become now altered formula. Intrinsic value is equal to fair value into 2 minus market value. Fair value into 2 minus market value. Fair value given in the question 20. Then into 2. Why into 2? Because that is divided by 2 we are talking about. So cross multiplication, that becomes into 20 into 2 minus 18. Market value we got as 18. So 40 minus 18. 40 minus 18 if you do, you will get intrinsic value. Our answer, question they have asked about intrinsic value. So intrinsic value answer is rupees 22. So this is of 6 mark problem. So bit complicated problem, but you can manage this problem. Yes. So any doubt regarding this problem? Any doubt regarding this 6 mark problem? Yes. Any doubt regarding this problem? Rajat is saying no.
No, sir.
Prat- Pratish is saying no. Have you understood everyone? Akamcha, Amrita, Ankita, Ashish, Disha, Nishant, Pooja, Pratish, Rajat, Shifali, Swati. Nishant is saying yes. Shifali, yes. So now last one, yes, Ashish, Swati saying yes. So last one problem is remaining. So that we need to see. This is of normal problem for 12 marks that we need to see. So now last problem of this chapter, problem number 13. See this problem, problem number 13. The following particulars relate to Arathi Limited. Following particular relate to Arathi Limited. So share capital. Share capital, two classes of share capital is given. One is preference share and one more is equity share. So what about preference share capital? 4,500. So number of preference share is very clear, 4,500 given in the question. 6% preference share, class of preference share we know that is 6%. Face value is given as 100. Each fully paid that is 4,50,000. So our preference share capital is 4,50,000 directly it is given. Next 45,000 equity shares of 10 each. So 45,000 is our number of equity shares, 10 is a face value, then fully paid 4,50,000. Okay. So equity share capital is also 4,50,000. Preference share capital is also 4,50,000. Only difference is a face value. For preference share face value is 100. For equity share face value is 10. But in the case of equity share, there is a more number of share. But in the case of preference share, there is a lesser number of share. See this. Yes. Next, external liability is given 75,000. Directly mentioned. Instead of giving credit, debentures and all, they have directly said external liability 75. Okay. Reserves and surplus that is 35,000. Again, it is given. Then average expected profit after taxation earned by the company is 85,000. This is nothing but AAP, average annual profit. This is also directly mentioned instead of giving all the past year's profit. Then you need to, if they have given past year's profit, then you need to take the average and all, but no need because you have directly mentioned. Next, normal profit earned on the market value of equity share in the same type of company is 9%. Okay, so here this is nothing but NRR, normal rate of return. Directly given rate of NRR is directly given in the question 9%. 10% of the profit after tax is transferred to reserve. Rate of reserve is also directly mentioned, that is 10%. Now compute the fair value of this. So you are required to compute fair value. Fair value, if they are asking, that means you need to compute all the three methods. All three method calculation you need to do. That is intrinsic and yield method and at last fair value of each equity share, assuming that out of asset worth 3,500 are fictitious. So here fictitious asset I have already told. If they have given in the adjustment, you need to deduct the while calculating net asset method. Net asset method from agreed value of asset, you need to deduct this 3,500 as fictitious asset. Yes. So all the informations are very clear. Now we need to see the answer part. So now in the question, they have given only liability information. In the question, they have given only liability information, that is share capital, external liability, and reserves and surplus also, you know, it comes under liability. Okay. Asset side information, they have not given. But while calculating net asset method, we want asset side information also. So one simple logic will assume that first we'll make the total of liability. We'll make the total of liability, add all these three, you will get the total of liability. Then we'll assume that total of liability is equal to the total of assets. Why? Because it's a balance sheet. Balance sheet means both the side must be equal, right? So liability side total is equal to asset side total. Then we get asset answer. So now first working note. See this. Total book value of asset is equal to the total book value of liability. So the total liability we need to find out. First preference share capital 4,50,000 plus we need to add equity share capital, that is also given 4,50,000. So 9 lakh. Preference plus equity 9 lakh plus reserves and surplus 35, 9 lakh 35 plus external liability 75. You will get final total liability, that is 10 lakh 10,000. So this 10 lakh 10,000 is our total asset also, because liability is equal to asset. Yes. Now next, second one. While calculating intrinsic value, market value of all asset excluding the fictitious asset should be taken. Very clear, I have already told agreed value of asset. From that you need to deduct the fictitious asset if they are given it in the adjustment. Yes. So in the books of Aarti Limited, first thing you are going to find out is net asset method or intrinsic value of share. So see this statement showing intrinsic value of equity share. So you need to do the format particular and amount column. Since here we have taken only one amount column because all information I have given directly. So agreed value of asset. Agreed value of asset is nothing but market value of all realizable asset including intangible asset. So even if goodwill is given, we need to take, but in this question no information of asset, liability itself is asset. So book value of all asset, liability total itself you are going to write 10 lakh 10,000 less fictitious asset. Less fictitious asset, that is 3,500. Now you got agreed value of all asset after deducting fictitious asset, that is 10 lakh 10,000 minus 3,500, that is 10 lakh 6,500. From this you need to deduct agreed value of liability including provision including contingent liability. Yes. So less agreed value of liabilities including provision for contingent liability. In liability, if you see, preference share capital is a shareholder fund, that is why it is not there. Equity share capital is also shareholder fund, that is why it is not there. Reserves and surplus also shareholder fund, that is why it is not there. So only one information, external liability. External liability is 75,000. So that information you are going to write in liabilities under liability column. So less external liability 75. So you will get net asset available to all shareholders. That is agreed value asset minus liability. That is nothing but asset minus liability. 10 lakh 6,500 minus 75. If you do 9 lakh 31,500 net asset available to all shareholders. From that you need to deduct preference share adjustment. Preference share adjustment I have already told for net asset, capital, redemption premium and arrears of preference share dividend. So let us see the question. Whether they have given any information about preference share capital, they have given, but they have given information about capital only. Whether they have mentioned about arrears of dividend, what do you mean by arrears? If they have not paid the dividend for the previous years, in that case you need to write that dividend also. But in this question, no such adjustment. Then what about premium? Premium also they have not said anything. So redemption premium is also not there. Only capital you are going to deduct, that is 4,50,000. So deduct preference share capital. See this less amount due to preference shareholder. Preference share capital 4,50,000. So final you will get net asset available to equity shareholder, that is net asset available to all shareholder minus amount due to preference shareholder 4,50,000. Final amount is 4,81,500. So this is our net asset format final total. But we want to value per share. Value per share how to calculate? Net asset available divided by number of equity shares. See this formula. Net asset available divided by number of equity shares. So net asset available just now we got 4,81,500. Number of equity shares given in the question, specifically mentioned in the question. See this 45,000 is specifically given. So you write that 45,000 in the denominator. So you will get the amount value per share as rupees 10.70. This is first step. Now we calculated value per share under net asset method. Now after this we need to go for second method. Second method is yield method. Second method is yield method. For that we want AAP, average annual profit. So AAP, whether it is given in the question, AAP is given. See this average expected profit after tax. Yes, 85. So same thing you are going to write under yield method 85,000. Yes, tax rate is not given. Tax rate is not given in the question. Whether tax rate is given in the question, tax rate is not given. They have given NRR and reserve rate. So first you need to deduct tax rate. Tax rate is not there. Second you need to deduct reserve rate. Reserve they have said 10% on AAP. If they are not mentioned also, you need to take it on AAP also. That means average profit also you need to take. You should take 10%. That is 85,000 into 10%, 8,500. It is appropriation toward reserve. Yes. So after deducting, you will get one amount, that is 76,500. That is 85,000 minus reserve 8,500. You will get 76,500. That is profit available to all shareholders. Okay. From that, you need to deduct fixed dividend payable to preference shareholders. Why? Because there is no capital deduction, because we are doing now market value method. We are concerned about only dividend, and there is no redemption premium deduction, only dividend deduction. How to calculate dividend? Now, even if they have not given about dividend, we know that every year preference shareholder will get dividend. So preference share capital we know 4,50,000. So 4,50,000 into class of preference share 6%. 4,50,000 into 6%, if you do, you will get the dividend amount. What is our dividend amount here? Here our dividend amount is 27,000. Yes. So now after deducting the dividend amount from profit available to all shareholder, final answer is profit available to equity shareholder under market value or yield method is 49,500. Yes. Now we got the answer as per the format. Yes. Now next step is to do capitalized profit. Capitalized profit is equal to profit available divided by normal rate of return into 100. Profit available we know 49,500. Just now we got normal rate of return is given in the question, that is 9. Whether it is given in the question, just we will cross check. See this, they have mentioned 9%. So take that 9 in the denominator into 100. So capitalized profit answer you will get as 5,50,000. Yes. So now next thing we want value per share. So capitalized profit divided by number of equity share. Capitalized profit answer 5,50,000 divided by number of equity share we know that is 45,000. Same for both the method. Net asset as well as market value method same. So value per share now final answer, that is 12.22. Under market value it is 12.22. Under net asset it is 10.70. See this difference. There is a vast difference, isn't it? Almost 2 rupees difference is there. Yes. So now next final method we need to do is fair value method. Statement showing the fair value of equity share. So fair value is equal to combination of first two method, and then you need to take the average intrinsic plus market value divided by 2. So intrinsic value answer you need to write 10.70. Then market value answer you need to write 12.22 divided by 2. If you do fair value, you will get final answer, that is rupees 11.76 for every single share. Yes, this is about this particular problem. All three methods calculation you are going